Today, we find ourselves at a mysterious spot, known locally as the Village of Death, situated just 10 miles from the lively beaches of Phetchaburi, Thailand. What was once a bustling community now lies silent, overtaken by the relentless forces of nature. However, local whispers hint that more than just wildlife and creeping vines have claimed these abandoned homes. Join us at the heart of this forgotten ghost town, unraveling the mysteries and chilling stories hidden within its deserted streets and haunted buildings. Back in the mid-90s, this village was supposed to be a busy place where lots of people lived. But in 1997, a big money problem called the Asian financial crisis stopped everything. The buildings were left alone, and soon stories about spooky shadows and unsolved mysteries started to pop up among the ruins. Visitors mentioned that, as they walk down these empty streets, it's super quiet, almost like they've stepped into another world. It feels like everything here is paused, waiting, and forgotten. But be careful. People around here say you should stay away, especially at night. When it gets dark, there are stories about mysterious cloaked figures and scary screams that break the silence. Even brave people think twice before coming here after the sun goes down. Look around, and you can see that every corner of this village tells a sad story. These houses were supposed to be full of happy families, laughter, and life. Now, they're empty and silent. As we entered the 2000s, this place became famous for some pretty spooky stories. People in the area started to talk about weird things happening, like those who came looking for anything useful left behind. They hoped to find metal or other valuables in these empty buildings, but some of them disappeared completely. No one ever saw them again after they went into these ruins. Imagine coming here, hoping to find something worth taking home, but instead, you end up lost, never to return. This village isn't just a bunch of abandoned houses. It's a place filled with mysteries. Every shadow or strange noise could be part of its secret past, a past that's not quite ready to be forgotten. Stories like these keep the village alive in a way, through whispers and legends that pass from person to person. It's a treasure trove for anyone who loves a good ghost story or a mystery to solve. Who knows what really happened to those people? What we do know is that this village now holds secrets that might never be uncovered. As detectives looked deeper into the mystery, things got even more confusing. The police searched everywhere, trying to figure out what happened to those who vanished here. But all they ever found were personal items, like shoes and old photos scattered around on the dusty floors, left behind in a rush. There were no signs of a fight, no clues about where they went. It's almost like the ground just opened up and swallowed them whole. The stories that have come out of these investigations are really spooky, and have made many people very wary of this place. It's as if a dark cloud hangs over this village, filling the air with a cold dread. There are so many unanswered questions that just stick around, like a thick fog that won't lift, making this Village of Death a real mystery wrapped in the shadows of the unknown. Our story begins on a steamy evening, when four friends dare each other to spend the night in a creepy place known to the locals as the House of Whispers. Despite not really believing in ghost stories, there was a hint of nervousness behind their laughter as they joked about the hauntings. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows on the ground, the group arrived, equipped with flashlights, a camera, and a brave front. The house now stood grim and imposing, its dark windows staring like silent, judging eyes. As they entered, the stale air, filled with the smell of mold and neglect, wrapped around them, and the echo of their steps seemed almost like the house was warning them to turn back. They wandered from room to room, filming their pretend horror show. But as the light outside dimmed, the mood inside shifted drastically. The walls appeared to close in, suffocating, while a series of soft, eerie noises began to fill the air, mysterious whispers and sudden thuds, almost as if the house itself was alive, communicating through the creaks and sighs of its old bones. Listen. Can you hear that? Just the wind, or is it something else? As darkness takes over, each sound and shadow starts to feel like a message, or a warning, from the spirits rumored to haunt these halls. With every room they entered, the atmosphere thickened, the house's eerie presence growing stronger. Laughter slowly gave way to an uneasy silence, punctuated only by the mysterious sounds that seemed to follow them through the corridors. It was no longer clear where one room ended and another began, the house's layout mystifyingly complex, as if changing around them. Then, without warning, a flicker, the camera's light stuttered as if gasping for breath, and for a brief moment, darkness took over. A wave of cold dread washed over them, chilling to the bone. The laughter that had echoed through the rooms suddenly stopped, cut off by a shadowy figure that flitted at the edge of their dim light. They called out, thinking someone was messing with them, but the only response was the oppressive silence that followed. It was clear this was no prank. Their flashlight, once a comforting light against the dark, now flickered weakly as if it was scared of the growing shadows. As the darkness deepened, the nickname House of Whispers felt real and scary. The line between their fun adventure and the creepy sounds of the house started to fade, with every creak and whisper making it harder to tell if they were just playing, or if something frightening was really happening. As they stood there, frozen, the air around them felt heavier, charged with an unspoken warning. It was as if the house itself was alive, watching, whispering secrets in a language only felt in the shivers down one's spine. Every shadow seemed to move just at the corner of their vision, every noise a whisper just out of reach. As they continued deeper into the heart of darkness, the line between reality and nightmare became ever more elusive, and their hopes of a simple night's adventure turned into a desperate fight against the encroaching fear. As everything started to feel unreal, the friends tried to find a way out, but the house seemed to change shape, trapping them like a maze. The hallways bent in weird ways, and the rooms kept leading them in circles, making them more and more scared. With every step that led nowhere, they felt more panicked, and their camera caught all the scary and confusing moments as it shook and stuttered. In a last desperate move, the camera was dropped and kept recording the scary events until it stopped working. When the morning light finally came, the camera was found right there on the doorstep, looking out as if it had seen all the horrors of the night. The video it recorded was full of blurry scenes, and a mix of eerie whispers and loud screams, sounds that seemed to capture the spooky spirit of this haunted village. Though the friends were never seen again, the footage believed to be from their last hours shows just how scary that night was. It reminds us how this place can both fascinate and frighten us, like a doorway to another world where the sounds of the past seem to mix with today. When the video is played back, it's all bits and pieces, like looking through a fogged-up window. Those brave enough to watch it talk about quick, shadowy figures that just flicker by, almost impossible to see. And the sound is a mix of distant cries and whispers, as if the very air around the village is heavy with its ghostly past. The fate of those 4 friends is still shrouded in mystery. There are whispers that they're still somewhere inside, lost in the endless, twisted corridors of the house. Others think maybe they did make it out, but what they experienced silenced them forever. Their vanishing acts as a chilling puzzle, a stark reminder of the dangers that can hide in places left behind by time. Their story is now a part of this village's eerie history, a haunting lesson that echoes the old warning. Some doors should never be opened, some thresholds that are meant to remain uncrossed. One local farmer shared a particularly chilling experience. On a night bathed in the ghostly light of a full moon, he encountered them, cloaked figures standing in a perfect circle in the central square. The sight was so unsettling that he felt the air grow cold, so intense it gripped his heart, urging him to flee rather than come any closer. These strange sightings have led to all kinds of wild guesses. Some people think this village is a secret meeting spot for a group with hidden rituals tied to its dark history. Others believe the figures they see aren't human at all, but are spirits connected to this place, meant to protect it or warn people away if they try to disturb it. Are these figures protecting ancient secrets, or are they just ghosts from the village's troubled past? We don't really know what they are, as their stories remain a mystery. But one thing is sure, the fear they cause is strong and genuine. Covered in tragedy and full of unsolved mysteries, this village is a real challenge for anyone brave, or foolish enough to explore its silent streets. While the village of death certainly exists, and many of these eerie tales are well known among locals, it's important to note that some details of these stories might have been enhanced by our imagination. The line between reality and legend can often blur, creating a rich tapestry of folklore that adds to the mystique of this haunting place. As we explore these ghostly streets, remember that not every whisper in the dark is rooted in truth. This brings us to the end of our story. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. We appreciate your support. If you think a place such as the Village of Death should not be visited, please share your thoughts in the comments section below.